My family, why? Just why did Prince William feed Harry and Meghan to the racist UK tabloid press? Why? Why did William target Meghan, the woman that Harry loves, my family? Why? My family, we have spoken about William's jealousy that he has always had towards Harry. But my family, there are more reasons as to why William fed Meghan to the racist UK tabloid press. And my family, that is what we'll discuss today in this video. My family, allow me to begin. Years ago, a carnival of so-called expert called Richard Eden, who writes for Daily Fail, posted a tweet on Twitter saying this, and I quote, "Intriguing follow-up by Dan Wootton in The Sun to my item last weekend about Prince William's friend Rose HANBURY." My family, and he had a link to an article from The Sun which said this: Kate Middleton has fallout with glamorous best friend and tells Prince William to phase her out. That is what Dan Wootton said and wrote for the Sun tabloid. My family. And my family, just right after that, or right even before that actually, just days before that tweet from Richard Eden, something was happening behind the scenes. My family, it was revealed that lawyers for Prince William were scrambling to suppress reports of his alleged affairs, claiming publications are violating his human rights. My family, that is what lawyers for Prince William were doing behind the scenes. And my family, right after that, stories about Meghan began being fed to the UK tabloid press. Dan Wootton was one of the first tabloid role experts to write about Prince William, Kate Middleton, and Rose HANBURY. And my family, right after that, Dan Wootton began receiving stories about Harry and Meghan from William's office, Kensington Palace, headed by Prince William. Now, my family, you know exactly what I'm trying to say of what William has always been trying to cover up for a very, very long time. My family, allow me to go right straight to Harry's memoir spare. But before that, please hear Dan Wootton's words, my family. Please kindly hear this. My family.
Address the fact that much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press. Address the fact that much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
My family, you've heard that yourself from Dan Wootton when talking about Harry and Meghan, on all those negative stories they wrote about Harry and Meghan. He said those stories were coming straight from the royal family. And my family, I'll go straight to Harry's memoir spare because I want to be able to connect some dots. My family, in Prince Harry's memoir spare, he tells us that he found out that some members of staff were plotting against Meghan. That is what Harry told us, and that is what I want to read you all. My family, and I quote Harry's memoir spare. I walked away from him, went downstairs. Someone suggested that before I left, I should step outside with Willie, cool our heads. All right, we went up and down the yew hedges. The day was freezing. I was wearing only a light jacket, and Willie was in a jumper, so both of us were shivering. I was struck again by the beauty of it all, as in the stateroom. I felt as if I'd never seen a palace before. These gardens, I thought, they are paradise. Why can't we just enjoy them? I was braced for a lecture. It did not come. Willie was subdued. He wanted to listen. For the first time in a long time, my brother had me out, and I was so grateful. I told him about one past staff member sabotaging Meg, plotting against her. I told him about one current staff member whose close friend was taking payments for leaking private stuff to the press about Meg and me. My sources on this were above reproach, including several journalists and barristers. Plus, I made a visit to New Scotland Yard. Willie frowned. He and Kate had their own suspicions. He'd look into it. We agreed to keep talking. Now, my family, allow me to also, first of all, say this. After Harry tells us about these staff members who are plotting to sabotage Meghan, my family, he does not say anything further than that. However, Byline Investigates spoke about this. And my family, right now, I'm going to an article from Byline Investigates to discuss more on what Harry said. However, he did not tell us names. So my family, we are going to Byline Investigates to find out the names of the people who are sabotaging Meghan. My family, what Harry did not know at the time, that it was Prince William. He was the one sanctioning these staff members to sabotage Meghan. That is what Harry did not know at the time. My family, please kindly hear this. A report from Byline Investigates, my family. Now, my family, here is the basic report. Royal exclusive. Prince Harry's legal move over cash for briefings claims at the Sun. The story that Murdoch tried to bury. My family, here is what was said. Prince Harry is threatening to sue the Sun tabloid, alleging it paid the partner of a royal AD for sensitive briefings. And top editor Dan Wootton is named in the legal challenge, which has developed from the new whistleblower information. Dan Wootton and publisher News UK have vowed to sue Byline Investigates if they report on a letter before action sending out allegations by Prince Harry, which they both deny. But my family, they decline to be bowed by legal threats from billionaire news oligarchs, my family. That is what they said. Now, my family, here is more on their story. Now, my family, Byline investigates is defying threats of legal action from Rupert Murdoch The Sun today to report explosive whistleblower claims that the tabloid paid the partner of a royal official up to £4,000 for stories about Prince Harry years ago, my family. And my family, here is what was also said. The billionaire-owned tabloid company and its editor, Dan Wootton, have both said they'll sue if Byline reports on the allegations. It follows months of public speculation about the sources of Mr. Wootton's palace stories, which he often credits to palace insiders. And my family, the whistleblower claims their payments for the stories went to a freelance publicist whose partner is a palace AD. And sources close to the matter say it is alleged the Sun tabloid made two payments amounting to £4,000 pertaining to stories published in June and July of 2019 about nannying and godparenting arrangements for Harry and Meghan's son Archie. Other the payments appear to have been identified by way of an internal News UK accounting code. This unusual and specific financial detail lends credibility to the whistleblower claims, yet Dan Wootton insists that he is the victim of misinformation fed in a calculated and also malicious way. Someone who spreads misinformation is saying he's the victim of misinformation himself. The utter level of hypocrisy. Now, my family, I'll go straight ahead to the point. The person whom you all want to know, whose partner was paid money for stories about Prince Harry. My family. Now, my family, please kindly hear this. Byline Investigates reported that Dan Wootton and the Sun paid £4,000 for the story about Prince Harry and Meghan to Christian Jones' partner, Callum Stevens, who is also friends with Dan Wootton. My family, however, Christian Jones has denied he had any knowledge about anything. That is what he basically said. And my family, Christian Jones was Prince William's private secretary. I want to repeat that. Christian Jones was Prince William's private secretary. My family, and what does Harry say about this so-called staff member plotting against Meghan? Harry says, I told William about one past staff member sabotaging Meg, plotting against her. He told him about one current staff member whose close friend was taking payments for leaking private stuff to the press about Meg and me. Was taking payments. My family, one current staff member whose close friend was taking payments for leaking private stuff about Meg and me. My sources were above reproach, Harry said, my family. And then my family, Harry then said that Willie frowned. He frowned because he was upset that Harry had found out exactly what they have been doing to sabotage Meghan. That's why Willie frowned Harry. My family, so Prince William's private secretary was taking money. His partner, was taking money from the Sun tabloid owned by Rupert Murdoch, my family. And my family, Dan Wootton was the one who was getting these so-called exclusives, stories about Harry and Meghan. Dan Wootton was having those stories, my family. Don't forget also that details which are private about Harry and Meghan and their move even to Canada at the time were also revealed in an unauthorized fashion and then published in the Sun on Sunday back in 2020 in January under Dan Wootton's name. My family, under Dan Wootton's name. My family, right after Dan Wootton reported about Rose HANBURY, William, and Kate Middleton, right when William, using his lawyers, was scrambling to keep the UK media from reporting about William's alleged affairs. And William defended himself, saying that he had a right to privacy. That he had a right to privacy. That's what William said. And the person who broke the story about William, Kate Middleton, and Rose HANBURY, of how Kate Middleton had told William to phase Rose HANBURY out, Dan Wootton, he was the guy who reported about that. And he was the same guy who was getting these scoops about Harry and Meghan. My family, is it a coincidence? I don't think so. I don't think so one bit. I don't think so even for a second that my family is just a coincidence, my family. Clearly, Dan Wootton was being rewarded for keeping his mouth shut about William's alleged affairs. In exchange, they were fed other stories, negative stories about Harry and Meghan to the press. In exchange, the story about William's alleged affairs, my family, that remains hidden. Don't forget that that is how the palace operates. My family, that is how the palace operates, my family. And don't forget, at the time, Harry and Meghan were under Kensington Palace, headed by Prince William, my family. So my family, the comms team, Prince William's comms team, were ensuring that stories about his so-called alleged affairs were hidden. In exchange, he gave tabloids something else to talk about. Like give them private details about where Harry and Meghan were going to. Like when they were going to Canada, my family. William's office would brief the UK tabloid press, my family. And my family, it is always William. And don't forget, the same person, Prince William, authorized his own employee, Jason North, to issue a statement against Meghan in court. The same Prince William. And Meghan said, it's your brother. It's your brother. It is your brother. My family, William has been doing all of this, have been very, very vindictive and hateful towards Harry and Meghan. Not just out of jealousy that Harry married a good woman, a smart, educated woman, but also because, my family, William wanted to hide something. He wanted to hide his alleged affairs, my family. That is what William was doing. My family, that is what William was doing. And my family, Harry just says here, one current staff member whose close friend was taking payments for leaking private stuff to the press about Meg and me. And my family, the person is Christian Jones, Prince William's former private secretary. His partner, Callum Stevens, was taking up to £4,000, my family, from the Sun tabloid. So my family, there is no way Christian Jones' partner is not being told details about Harry and Meghan to brief Dan Wootton. There is no way, my family, that Christian Jones himself is not briefing the Sun tabloid. There is no way that he is not doing that, no matter how much he denies it, because he's saying that he has no knowledge about anything. That's what basically Christian Jones said. But my family, they knew exactly what they were doing to Prince Harry and Meghan. And they did it with the full authorization of Prince William. Prince William has always been the main problem. He is the one behind this hate campaign and attacks towards Harry and Meghan. Make no mistake about that, my family. 100%. And my family, please also hear this kindly, my family. My family, it has been said, Dan Wootton had a relationship with a member of Prince William and Kate's comms team. And my family, here is what has also been said. It was curious seeing Dan Wootton give Meghan Markle both barrels this week. You'd think he'd be a little more friendly, given that he's such good pals with William and Kate's press secretary. My family, that is what was said, years ago, when talking about the attacks towards Meghan from Dan Wootton. My family. And my family also, don't forget, it is Dan Wootton who threatened Harry and Meghan, my family, that he would publish the intention to step back as senior members of the royal family. And he gave Harry and Meghan an ultimatum. My family, and Harry even discusses that in his memoir, Spare. And that is what I also want to talk about, my family. And my family, here is what Harry said of the ultimatum from Dan Wootton. And I quote, "We got word from Sarah that the Sun was about to run a story saying Prince Harry and Meghan were stepping away from their royal duties to spend more time in Canada. A sad little man," my family, who is Dan Wootton, the tabloid showbiz editor, was said to be the lead reporter on the story. My family, right after this person broke the story about William, Kate, and Rose HANBURY, he was getting all the scoops pertaining to Harry and Meghan, all the leaking. William was definitely, his people were the ones leaking against Harry and Meghan. Make no mistake about that, my family. Even Harry says that in the Harry and Meghan docu-series of what William did, my family. Now, Harry then said this about Dan Wootton in his memoir Spare. Why him? Why? Of all people, the showbiz guy? Because lately he'd refashioned himself into some sort of quasi-royal correspondent, largely on the strength, my family, of his secret relationship with one particularly close friend of Willie's comms secretary, who fed him trivial and mostly fake gossip. Wow, my family. Harry confirms it again. What has been said by Byline investigates. He has confirmed it. Exactly just who has been leaking all the negative stories about Harry and Meghan to the press? It's William and his people. William's people, my family. And they could not have done what they did without the knowledge and consent of Prince William. Just like Jason Knopf could not, go to court and issue a statement against Meghan without the approval of Prince William, his boss. There's no way, my family. Now, my family, Harry then said this. He was sure to get everything wrong, as he'd got everything wrong on his last big exclusive, Tiaragate. He was equally sure to cram his story into the paper as fast as possible, because he was likely working in concert with the palace, whose courtiers were determined to get ahead of us and spin the story. We did not want that. We did not want anyone else breaking our news, twisting our news. We'd have to rush out a statement. I phoned Granny again, told her about the son, told her we might need to hurry out a statement. She understood. She'd allow it so long as it did not add to speculation. I did not tell her exactly what our statement would say. She did not ask. But also, I did not fully know yet. I gave her the gist. However, I mentioned some of the basic details I had outlined in the memo Pa had demanded and which she had seen. The wording needed to be precise, and it also needed to be bland, calm. We did not want to assign any blame, did not want to stoke the fires, must not add to speculation. What a formidable writing challenge. We soon realized it wasn't possible. We did not have time to get our statement out there first. We opened a bottle of wine. Proceed, sad little man. Proceed. He did. The Sun posted his story late that night and again on the morning front page. Headline, we are off. We are ORF. We are off. My family. Harry has told us that, my family. And Harry then says, as expected, the story depicted our departure as a rollicking, carefree, hedonistic tapping out rather than a careful retreat, an attempt at self-preservation. It also included the telling detail that we'd offered to relinquish our Sussex titles. There was only one document on earth in which that detail was mentioned, my private and confidential letter to my father. Harry then says that, my family. So my family, you've had exactly what I've read you from Harry's memoir, Spare. The royal family and the palace have been leaking stories about Harry and Meghan to the press. The royal family and the palace have been leaking stories about Harry and Meghan to the press. That is crystal clear, very, very clear, 100%, my family. Now, my family, it's clear why William did what he did to Harry and Meghan. It's very, very clear why he did what he did. And it all began when Dan Wootton and one other carnival of so-called expert like Richard Eden were talking about William, Kate, and Rose HANBURY, my family. And behind the scenes, clearly, already we have been told that William, his lawyers, already were battling the UKW press to ensure that those rumors, those stories about William's alleged affairs, it never ever sees the light of day. And my family, it did not. It did not, my family. And my family, right after that, those people who broke that story began receiving scoops, began getting scoops about Harry and Meghan. My family, it is no coincidence, my family. It is not a coincidence, my family. What happened? It is very clear what happened, my family. William, to cover up for his alleged affairs, he fed Harry and Meghan, especially Meghan, to the wolves, my family. That is what William did. That is what William did. His people were the ones who are sabotaging Meghan. And my family, there is no way they do that to Meghan without the approval of Prince William. No way. Just like how Jason North issued a statement against Meghan in court. There is no way, my family, he did that without William's approval, my family. At the time, clearly, Harry did not know what William was doing. But now, I'm sure he does know exactly what William was doing. And has continued and continues to do, my family. Constantly leak negative stories about Harry and Meghan to the press. My family. My family, I believe I've said enough kindly. Now tell me your thoughts about what we have just discussed. About Christian Jones, about William's so-called alleged affairs, and about the pain they caused Harry and Meghan. I'd like to hear your opinion on that, please. My family, with that and so much more. Stay tuned to our next video. God bless Harry, Meghan, Archie, Lilibet, and Doria Raglan. And no weapon formed against Harry, Meghan, Archie, Lilibet, Diana shall ever prosper. Stay tuned to our next video. Love you always and forever. And it's so bad, really, to see how William, what he has done to Harry and Meghan. To see how cruel he has been towards Harry and Meghan. To see the lengths he has gone to try and destroy Harry and Meghan. And what he continues to do, my family. William, you will never ever succeed in destroying Harry and Meghan. Never. You can take everything away from Harry and Meghan. You can take from a cottage. You can take away any material things. But you'll never ever be able. You will never ever be able to destroy Harry and Meghan's love for each other. Stay tuned to our next video. Love you always and forever. Hello, members of DUCHESS Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of DUCHESS Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like, and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.